So let's talk about Donald Trump's second term. And the big question everyone's arguing about. Is Trump making the world safer, or is he making things more dangerous? This isn't just a debate for political junkies or cable news panels. It's a question that could shape the future of global security, the fate of ongoing wars, and the way America interacts with the rest of the world. Recently, the BBC hosted a heated debate on this exact topic, bringing together experts, former officials, and journalists from around the world. The discussion was intense, with passionate arguments on both sides. Picture this, it's June 2025, and tensions in the Middle East are flaring after a dramatic Israeli attack on Iran, with Iran hitting back in retaliation. The region is on a knife's edge, and the world is watching closely, worried about what might happen next. The world is on edge, and Trump is right smack in the middle of the conversation. His every move, tweet, and statement is analyzed for clues about what might come next. Now, Trump's back in the White House, and he's making bold promises. He's not just talking about making America great again. He's talking about reshaping the entire global order. He says he's the ultimate peacemaker, the only one tough enough to bring adversaries to the table and get real results. He's even claimed he can end the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, promising quick solutions where others have failed. These are bold claims, and they've captured the attention of both his supporters and his critics. Trump's approach to foreign policy is anything but traditional. He prefers direct talks, high-stakes negotiations, and isn't afraid to break with diplomatic norms. He's surrounded himself with advisors who share his belief that America should act from a position of strength, not compromise. But here's the thing, his strategy? It's all about pushing America's allies to step up and handle more of their own security. He's repeatedly said that the US can't be the world's policeman forever. For Trump, that means less US involvement, more pressure on NATO, and bringing peace talks to the table, whether people are ready or not. He's not afraid to call out allies for not spending enough on defense, and he's willing to use America's influence as leverage. Supporters say this is exactly what the world needs, a shakeup. They believe Trump's willingness to challenge the status quo is forcing other countries to take responsibility for their own security and to negotiate more seriously. They argue that Trump's unpredictable style forces countries to come to the table and get serious about solutions. In their view, unpredictability can be a powerful tool in diplomacy, keeping adversaries off balance. On the BBC panel, KT McFarland, who used to be Trump's deputy national security advisor, made the case that Trump's tough talk and deal-making approach are actually keeping adversaries guessing, and that's a good thing. She argued that when America is unpredictable, it's harder for rivals to plan provocations. But let's be real, not everyone's buying it. Many people are deeply skeptical of Trump's methods, worried that his unpredictability could backfire and make the world even more unstable. Critics, including former UK National Security Advisor Sir Mark Lyall Grant and the German Ambassador to the UK Miguel Berger, say Trump's diplomacy is reckless and chaotic. They warn that alienating allies and undermining international institutions could weaken global security. They argue that he's made a lot of noise about peace deals but hasn't delivered any breakthroughs. In fact, some say his approach has made it harder to reach lasting agreements as trust between nations erodes. And with hotspots like Ukraine and Gaza still burning, it's a fair question. Is this new approach really working or just adding fuel to the fire? Are we seeing real progress or just more chaos and uncertainty? At the end of the day, the world's on edge. People everywhere are watching, waiting, and wondering what comes next. The stakes couldn't be higher. Trump's promises are huge, but so are the risks. Every decision he makes has the potential to tip the balance toward peace or conflict. Are we safer, or is the world now balancing on a sharper edge than ever before? The answer isn't simple, and it might depend on where you stand and what you believe. I'll leave you with that question, and I want to hear your thoughts below. Is Trump's approach the shakeup the world needs, or is it a gamble with global